good, Potato? Spin the Leak here, and I've got some new lighting. Got a little shiny boy that I'm propping the phone up against, thanks to dear old mom and dad. A little bit of an early Christmas present for me, which I've been needing a lamp, and it was nice to have a little bit of extra lighting, so I decided to do this little video strictly with this lighting. Now, I am kind of liking this. It hides the background well. Your focus is pretty much directly on me. Not only that, but it just really sets the mood of the room. It's very nice to sit down and watch movies and snack with this, or play video games and blast music, which I absolutely fucking love doing. All that aside, this is a movie review for The Shining. I said I wouldn't do Kubrick's, but I didn't say anything about Stephen King's 1997 rendition. Okay, so the 1997 rendition features the Torrance family as close to novel as physically possible. I think Steven Weber played Jack, and I hate that I have to look at this. Cynthia Garris played Mrs. Torrance. Now, this movie focused heavily on the initial plot point that Mr. Kubrick's version really didn't touch on, unfortunately. The main focus of The Shining is The Shining. If you're sounding a little confused, you probably only watched Kubrick's rendition, you haven't checked out the books. The Shining is a special power that Danny Torrance has. Many people have this power, but no one shines as bright as Danny. The Shining is basically a form of clairvoyance and telepathy. You're able to communicate through the mind with other people that have The Shining, and how bright they shine determines how hard they have to focus. It also allows you to see bits and pieces of a potential future, and see things that most people just blatantly can't see. I'm watching the lighting effect and it's a little trippy. Anyway, they focused very heavily on this, to the detail that they hinted at something without fully disclosing it, unlike the book. And by the book, I mean both The Shining and Dr. Sleep. If you're not familiar with Dr. Sleep, this is Danny Torrance, or Doc, all grown up. He has gotten great grip over his power. He has learned how to use it. I'm not going to spoil anything for you yet, but let me tell you. It is amazing the kind of trip that they take you on with this. Any fucking way. They focus a lot on the relationship between Danny and Dick, which Dick is the cook for the Overlook Hotel. They focus a lot more on the spirits. Basically, it shows you that The Shining was never just a ghost story. It was a ghost story revolving around a boy who was slowly maturing to a power. In fact, the only reason that things went the way they did in the Overlook were for three specific reasons, really. One is because Doc had immense power compared to other people of The Shining. If they could get the ghosts of the Overlook could get their hands on that power, they could materialize and become real. I'm really floating it here. Second is fuck, what was I gonna say? 1 second. Okay. Camera was starting to fall over. I want to go ahead and rectify that. The second being that if Danny had been a little bit older, he wouldn't have made many of the mistakes that led up to Jack losing his mind. The third thing is the ghosts specifically possessed Jack because he was also a holder of The Shining, and was the only real way to pull Danny to the other side because they didn't have the power to fully overtake him while they could enter his mind. So, all this was really just about the kid. You never got that in Kubrick's version, but that has kind of always been what this is about, is the power of The Shining. That is what the movie's named after, that has been the main goal, that has been the focus of both books. But in Kubrick's version, it was more like a haunted house. I have to say, this movie was a lot more emotional. It nearly brought me to tears, the ending. And this was a long movie. This was a 3-part disc, and it clocked in at 273 minutes. I'll let you go ahead and determine that. That's sounding like about 4 hours to me. And you know what? Honestly, Mr. Weber killed it with his monologue after going full-blown fucking insane. They really hit home with this, and let me tell you, there's nothing more satisfying than watching the Overlook blow up after a few emotional moments, all the hours of trauma that you witnessed this family go through, it was spectacular. This movie is getting 4 potatoes from me. Honestly, in my opinion, without reading the books, you as an individual, without reading the books, if you have not seen Stephen King's 1997 rendition of The Shining, you have not seen any portion of The Shining. It hurts me to say that because I love Jack Nicholson. Shelley Duvall, while she suffered abuse, played the role to her best possible standard because of how hard she was pushed, unfortunately. But here's the thing, she really did give it 247% because she couldn't take it otherwise. But this, holy fuck. Have you seen this movie? Are you planning on watching it? Which I certainly hope you're willing to check it out after this. Post all that in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you in another video. Oh, one more thing. I might be doing a holiday stream. I'm looking at my free time, and let me tell you, there might be a little bit of it coming up soon, and I might head home for a night, or to my parents' house for a night, to go ahead and use their Wi-Fi and do a late night stream. So look forward to that. Keep an eye out for it. If I come across a specific date or time frame, I'll go ahead and post that on my Facebook. I'll put the link in the description down below. Keep on keeping on.